Tuples are unchangeable, meaning that you cannot change, add, or remove items once the tuple is created. But think of a situation that you need to change any element from tuple, add or remove items. Then there are some workarounds. Most cases we can convert tuple to a list and then convert it back to tuple. Let us first see how can we change tuple values with the help of an example. As we know, once a tuple is created, you cannot change its values. Tuples are unchangeable or immutable. But we can convert a tuple into a list, and once done the changes we can convert it back to tuple. Let us now consider an example. Here we have a tuple with 3 elements now. If we want to change the first index, then use list constructor and convert my tuple to a list and store in a variable called myList. Now access first index of my list and assign word kiwi for first index. Now my list would be modified. Then we can convert it back to tuple. For that, we can use tuple constructor. Take the same variable, myTuple, and in which store the value which is converted back to tuple using tuple constructor. Now let us print out myTuple. Will give us modified tuple. Here word orange changed to kiwi at first index. This is how we can change a value in the tuple. Now let us learn how can we add elements to a tuple. Here we are taking the same tuple, and if we want to add one more word to this tuple, then we cannot do it directly as tuples are immutable, so we will have to convert myTuple to a list and do the operation. Here as we previously done, take a variable called myList and convert myTuple to a list using list constructor and store in myList. In order to add item to my list now we can use append method followed by my list variable and inside the parentheses mention the word mango. And then convert my list to a tuple using tuple constructor and store in the my list variable. And printing out my tuple will give you previous tuple appended with an item mango. Now think of adding another tuple with the current tuple. For that, let us take my tuple as our current tuple and create another tuple with single item. Remember to add a comma at the end to create a tuple with single item. Now create my tuple variable. Add old my tuple and new tuple and store the result in the my tuple variable. Printing out new my tuple will give us the result, which contains both my tuple items and new tuple item. Moving on, let us look at how to remove an element from tuple. For that, we can take same tuple and convert it to list using list constructor and then remove element using remove method. And then convert it back to tuple. Now printing out my tuple will give us tuple with 2 items. Here we can see the element apple has been removed. If we want to delete entire tuple, then we can use del keyword. Here we are using del keyword and followed by that the tuple need to delete. Here my tuple is the tuple we need to delete. Now print out my tuple. The output says no such tuple. So this is how we can delete entire tuple. This is the end of today's session. Hope you enjoy this video. Thank you so much for watching. See you within another exciting session.